Hello, it is Reviews Day Tuesday, and today I am going to talk about Doctor Who Series 10. I reviewed the first episode of the series, the pilot, a couple of months ago, and I will link to that review below. This is sort of a follow-up review of my thoughts on the series as a whole. First, a note about spoilers. As usual with my reviews, I am going to try and not include spoilers, so if you are not up to date with the show, you should be okay to watch this video. However, there are some specific moments in episodes 11 and 12, the final two episodes of the series, that I want to talk about, and they are spoilers. So if you want to avoid those spoilers, I am going to be clumping them all together at the end, and I will highlight when I'm about to start delving into them. So if you want to avoid them, you can either stop watching the video or skip ahead. So Series 10 consisted of 12 episodes. It is the final series with Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, the 12th Doctor. It sees the return of Matt Lucas as Nardole and Michelle Gomez as Missy, and it introduces Pearl Mackie as Bill, the new companion. Bill is a cook at a university where the Doctor is a professor and Nardole is his assistant. The Doctor and Nardole are guarding a vault, and we find out more about this vault and why they are guarding it as the series progresses. This series felt very coherent as a whole. There are quite a lot of storylines that go across multiple episodes, so although it does still have this element of Monster of the Week that Doctor Who often has, it still feels more like a 12-part story. I mean, you couldn't put the episodes in any order. I liked this. You'd get to the end of an episode and you'd want to know what happens in the next episode. My favourite episodes of the series are probably Knock Knock, which is the one where Bill moves into a house with some friends, mainly because I liked the characters. All of the flatmates seemed like distinct and interesting people. Also Extremis and The Lie of the Land. I liked the concept and the pace of those episodes. I think generally there were a lot of interesting concepts and ideas in this series. It addressed a lot of things: race, racism, sexuality, gender roles, politics and war and capitalism, and I feel like overall it handled those topics pretty well. I love Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. He's probably my favourite Doctor after 9, the 9th Doctor. Christopher Eccleston is still my Doctor. He's a wonderful actor, and all of the Doctor's monologues had so much weight and import when delivered by him. And Nardole, I think I talked about this after the Christmas special, but Nardole is a character that I have no strong feelings about at all. But he did grow on me this series. His relationship with the Doctor seemed more apparent and more important this series, and I really liked the dynamic between him and the Doctor and Bill. I thought it was exciting, you know, whether it was the three of them together or it was two of them in any combination. And Bill, I love Bill. Pearl Mackie is so great as her, and Pearl Mackie and Peter Capaldi's performances in the final episode in particular are wonderful. The role of the companion is so often that of being the viewer's eyes and ears. Like, what would we do if we were in their place? They ask the questions that we would ask, but what I liked about Bill was that she was asking questions that I hadn't even thought of. She saw stuff a bit differently, and I liked that. It was exciting and challenging. She's fun and brave and smart. Really great character, I thought. I'm going to talk about episodes 11 and 12 now, so this is the bit where spoilers will happen. If you want to avoid those spoilers, then you can go to this timecode, which is when I stop rabbiting on about spoilers, or alternatively, you could just stop watching the video here if you don't want to be bothered with that. I'm assuming that if you're here now, then you are okay with spoilers, so I'm going to continue. Firstly, the return of John Sim as the Master. I was very happy when I heard that John Sim would be returning. Series 3 is probably still my favourite series, which is the one when he was introduced. I really liked his relationship with Missy and the possibilities it gave the script, that there were two of them. And I haven't mentioned Michelle Gomez yet. I love her. I love her portrayal of Missy. She's a wonderful actor, and I think she played the whole mystery of, is she good? Is she on the side of the Doctor a little bit? Really well. And I liked how their story ended, you know, with them stabbing each other in the back and laughing about it, because it just seemed very them. The one thing that grates on me a bit about this plot is that I wish so much hadn't been made before episode 11 about this being the return of John Sim as the Master. You know, this is when John Sim is back. He's back in episode 11. This is when he returns as the Master. It was all over the publicity. By all means say that John Sim is back in series 10, but knowing that episode 11 was the episode when the Master was back meant that his reveal had very little impact. I mean, I guessed that Bill's friend was the Master in disguise pretty much as soon as he appeared, and I wonder if he hadn't been in, you know, the big poster for episode 11, I might have taken longer to notice. Changing the subject slightly, I'm a little ambivalent about Bill's ending. Well, no, that's not true. I liked her ending, you know, going off with Heather and the possibility of happiness and excitement and adventure, but I was more ambivalent about the whole changing into a Cyberman thing. You know, the whole shot in the chest, spends 10 years with the Master in disguise, gets turned into a Cyberman, just before the Doctor appears thing. It might sound odd, but I just felt like it didn't have enough impact. I mean, the visual with her with a hole in the chest was amazing, but I feel like maybe it wasn't quite so apparent the amount of time that was passing when she was waiting for the Doctor. You know, it could be really shocking, you know, every time we return to Bill, it could be very apparent that a lot of time has passed. And also, Bill being turned into a Cyberman, it happened off screen. I mean, I'm not sure how it could happen on screen. I don't know, I just felt like something was missing from that story to make me more shocked and saddened by what happened to Bill. And I love Bill as a character and don't want her to go, so surely I should be shocked and saddened by her death. I feel like the problem I'm having is with episode 11 in particular, because I did find the repercussions in episode 12 moving. Bill still sees herself as human, and she has to deal with other people's fear of her. She has to fight against her cyber wiring, I guess. I don't know what to call that. I loved Mackie's performance and the whole concept of her having something in her head that could kill her. You know, she could lose herself and become like a Cyberman. I found that moving and interesting from a mental health perspective. So yeah, I'm a little ambivalent about Bill's ending. Not a big fan of the episode 11 changing into a Cyberman bit, but I did like the repercussions shown in episode 12 and her eventual ending with Heather. And then the very end, when 12 meets 1 meets the original Doctor, this was a big shock to me and I was very excited. Did you see An Adventure in Space and Time, which was the drama about the origin of Doctor Who, which starred David Bradley as William Hartnell playing the Doctor? Because if you didn't, I'd be very interested to know what you felt about the ending. I did see that drama and I loved it and I recommend it. So when I saw David Bradley there in the final shot of episode 12 of series 10 as the first Doctor, I just kind of saw the first Doctor as if William Hartnell was there, because I've seen David Bradley playing the Doctor as much as I've seen William Hartnell playing the Doctor. So although William Hartnell is the first Doctor, I mean, he's definitely the Doctor, I'm not confused by David Bradley playing him or uncomfortable with it. I do wonder if people not aware of this drama and are aware that David Bradley has played William Hartnell playing the Doctor would be more confused. You know, who is this guy? I mean, there is precedent for Doctors appearing in the show after their actor has died or doesn't want to appear in the show anymore. Anyway, I am very much looking forward to the Christmas special. It will be interesting to see Peter Capaldi's Doctor with the original Doctor, because 12 has a lot of that Doctor in him, and if nothing else, Peter Capaldi and David Bradley acting opposite each other will be pretty fantastic. So this is the end of the spoilers, so if you have skipped ahead, hopefully this is where you have skipped to. I will give series 10 of Doctor Who 4.4 out of 5. It's definitely my favourite series of Doctor Who in a while. I feel like the quality of episodes was pretty consistent over the run, and I felt more excited than I have about Doctor Who in a while. You know, looking forward to Saturday nights and watching the next episode. Being invested in the plot and the characters and wanting to know what happens next, and thinking about the episodes after they have aired and wanting to watch them again. And I have felt that to be a bit missing in recent years, just my general excitement about Doctor Who. So yay, I feel like this has been a positive series, and I am hopeful for the future of the show with a regeneration to look forward to and a new showrunner in Chris Chibnall. Let's see. End screen time, I would love to know what you think about Doctor Who and this series in particular. Who is your favourite Doctor and who is your favourite companion? My latest video and some more review videos are below me here, and if you want to visit my website or subscribe to my channel, then you can do so beside me here. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you later on in the week.